Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome. You're watching on the Smart Money Culture TV network on your TVs in Texas and Louisiana, as well as joining around the world on X, YouTube, Instagram. LinkedIn has put me in timeout. I think they got mad that I was streaming Trump or something. Their automated system. So I'm appealing that. Almost 19,000 people over there on LinkedIn. I guess they don't like Trump. We'll see. Anyway, always a pleasure, guys. We're also on Facebook and all the rest, working on the Rumble as well. Biggest distribution is on TV. It's on TV where we continue to grow. The ROI on TV is very high. That's why they don't let you on it. That's why they don't like the normal people on TV. They like to keep that for themselves. ROI on TV, just so you know, is $7 for every $1 spent. It is big money. It's big money. People turn TV on and they watch it. I love social media. I'm on social media all the time. And I like the two-way conversation that we have on social media. But TV is hot. So, great day that we have today. I mean, great, I guess, was a relative term, crazy day. The markets are a bit in flux. We had, of course, some reports that came out from the stock market yesterday that sent the markets tumbling, and that is across Asia. Markets are pretty much red across Asia. You have Bitcoin is bouncing. Silver, gold, both bouncing. U.S. dollar appears to be kind of steady as it is. Of course, we'll have the Fed, I believe, comes out and talks on the 30th or the 31st. He's going to probably come out dovish, is the standard thought of what's going to happen. And that should move risk assets up. That'll move the dollar value down, because once he comes out with dovish, then they're going to move to lower interest rates. The word on the street at this point is they're going to lower interest rates in September, and they're going to have 2 interest rate cuts before the end of the year. September, October, probably right before the election, in order to, that will serve a number of purposes, right? Keep the economy going. They'll say, see, look, it's not that bad. Oil has continued to move down, and that is fairly interesting. I think, usually in the summer, the oil moves up because there's so much, people are traveling, they're driving around, all these types of things. This would indicate, again, a slowing of the economy, which we have been talking about, if we don't have demand for oil. So oil has been under $80 now for about a week. It's sitting around $77 per barrel at the moment. Let's see here. Biden is back in D.C. Whether you think it is Biden or not, they have some guy that they say is Biden. I don't know if it's Biden or not. Nobody knows. And he is back in D.C. He looked fairly sprightly, actually, running up the airplane, which I thought was kind of funny because, of course, he usually doesn't run up the airplane. Let me see if I get that video. It's kind of funny. Anyway, not important. I have said from the beginning, actually, I've said a couple of things from the beginning of this presidency. One, that the guy that they have playing Biden, or the guy that is in the White House, does not look like the same Biden from years ago. And then the other thing I've said is that this is all an act. I've thought his whole dementia thing has always been an act. He did not appear to know, or he might not have known, that he had dropped out. I mean, all that stuff, I'm sure, didn't really come from him. So there's lots of speculation on that as well. Let's see here. as well. Here he is. No, that's not him. All right. If I had a video of him walking up, that would have been interesting. Yeah, so who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? It's so easy. I talked about it yesterday on the show. I can show again, but it's so easy for them to put a mask on somebody. These masks that they use these days are unbelievable. And who knows? The CIA has been using masks that were pretty much impossible to tell what they were. All right, here he is. After being declared dead, let me just share this video here. Found a video. This isn't the airplane video that I saw, but this is something. Biden. There we go. On X, make sure you follow me on X. Here he is. Biden heads back to the White House after dropping out.
Herself. I think back to the 2000 campaign when Bill Clinton wanted to campaign for Al Gore, and Al Gore said, "Thank you, but no thanks." Here he comes.
How are you feeling?
Mr. President, how are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
Come talk to us.
Come on.
How are you feeling since you dropped out of the race, sir?
How are you feeling about Harris's campaign?
Can Harris beat
There
Trump?
it is. Yeah.
Did Harris beat Trump, Mr. President?
So he doesn't seem to be having much trouble heading up the stairs. I think those are the big stairs, not the back stairs. Yes, right there by the U. So again, I mean, who knows?
The old college
Who
try.
knows,
They tried to
guys?
get him over under the wing to say a few things.
Let me just show you real quickly some of these masks. I know we talked about it yesterday, but let's see here.
Moi dans tes bras et je n'ai plus
Yeah,
personne.
realistic masks. You can buy these for
Ne laisse pas ton odeur
800 euros.
imprégner mes draps et si tu m'abandonnes, je
You
suis
would
pas
never
celle
know.
que tu crois. Aucun cabron ne m'a touché. À part toi, caballero, personne ne m'a
Never know.
touché. La cocaïne a pris ma famille. Tu étais, aime-moi, prends-moi dans tes bras et je...
Photos show Mendes in disguise while meeting with President Bush in the early 90s. Although she was there to brief the president on the new CIA disguise program, nobody in the room knew she was wearing a mask until she removed it. Imagine the advances that have been made in the last 30 years.
I don't know why it didn't play. Here we go.
The mask is the culmination of a lot of work that we did at CIA over a period of, I say 10 years, developing that technology. It was a big challenge to come up with something that finally actually animated and worked to really fool a person closer than 3-4 feet from you. But we did.
They learned the art.
We actually brought Hollywood back into our labs at one point to look at what we had done. And they were stunned. They're absolutely stunned.
Congratulations.
The fact that we're allowed to show it tells me the CIA have moved on. I don't know what they're doing. I shouldn't know. I'm dying to know, but I don't know.
Relax. You'll get to see it all later on.
So I'm proud to show people how good we got to that point and let them imagine. So what are they doing now?
Jana Mendes retired from the CIA as chief of disguise after more than 25 years with the agency. When she left in 1993, the masks they were making could not be detected in a face-to-face conversation. These declassified photos show Mendes in disguise while meeting with President Bush in the early 90s. Although she was there to brief the president on the new CIA disguise program, nobody in the room knew she was wearing a mask until she removed it. Imagine the advances that have been made in the last 30 years.
I mean, that's not even high tech. Like she said, They're not tied. They're letting her talk about it. So they're obviously using something else now. They're not even really using masks, I guess, or whatever. I mean, why is it? So she's dying to know, but who knows? So we would never know. The other one who I think actually looks like he's wearing a mask is Netanyahu, to be totally frank. I mean, look at that guy. Look at that guy from like 20 years ago and look at him now. He looks exactly the same. Has anybody ever noticed that? Like he looks like 30 years ago, actually, even. Like he looks exactly the same. He doesn't look like he's aged at all. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? So speaking of that, we got protests going all around here in DC. He's pretty wildly unpopular, even among his own people. Actually, 75% of his own people historically vote Democrat. The Republicans are the biggest. Actually, we just have the illusion of kind of opposing parties, but right now, anyway, the Republicans are staunchly, the war party for Israel. Already, you see right now as they know the impending Trump presidency. They all are getting ready. You have Zelensky. He comes out yesterday. He says we need peace. We need peace fast. You have let's see, Ukraine, peace. Of course, Trump had a call with Zelensky, and told him, look, you got to finish this war. You got to get out of this war, which is the same thing that he has said publicly to Israel's leaders, Netanyahu. You got to finish the war. Okay? You can't just have continuous wars. It's ridiculous. And so as they know that this blank check is going to end. And I mean, I can laugh at it and smile, but it's really horrible business. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people dead, if not millions of people in these wars. And for what? For what? In the end, you got to get across the aisle and you got to talk to each other. That's how you get out of it. That's how you get out of it. And if the U.S. stops funding all of the wars, then guess what? The wars end. It's the way it works. The wars end. Let's see here. Is Zelensky? Here he is right here.
I think all of us understand that we have to finish the war as soon as possible, of course, not to lose people lives. Mm-hmm. I think all of us understand that we have to finish the war as soon as possible, of course, not to lose people.
As soon as possible, he says.
I think all of us understand that we have to finish the war.
They know the war funding is coming to an end. That's why the deep state wants to get rid of.
All of us understand that we.
Trump so bad. The military-industrial complex wants their money laundering to continue. A boss letter. So as well, Trump posted ahead of, so he's meeting with Netanyahu on Friday, I guess. Trump just posted a handwritten note for the Palestinian leader, Mahmoud Abbas, who wrote the letter. If you haven't listened to this, now is the time to listen to the end when Trump and Abbas speak powerful stuff. Who is this person here? Anyway, I'll read the letter, and then I wanted to read something else. Looking forward to seeing Bibi Netanyahu on Friday, and even more forward to achieving peace in the Middle East, Donald J. Trump. So Mahmoud Abbas wrote the letter. It is a grave concern that I have received news and later on watched the footage of your attempted assassination. Acts of violence must not have a place in this world of law and order. Respect for their other and tolerance and valuing of human life is what must prevail. Despicable acts of attempted or successful assassinations are acts of weakness with failed understanding of peaceful measures to resolve conflicts. Difference must be resolved through communications with freedom of expression, our thoughts are also with the families of those who lost their lives and were injured. Very nice letter from Mahmoud Abbas, President of the State of Palestine. Mahmoud, so nice. He said, "Thank you. Everything will be okay. Best wishes." And he wrote that on the letter there. And that's what it's all about, guys. And I said this when Trump was running. I said he's going to make everybody mad in that sense. He's gonna go to Israel and he's gonna make everybody mad on that, and then he's gonna go over to meet with a boss, and he's gonna make everybody mad on that. And I mean, make everybody mad, whatever, you know. He's gonna make the war hawks upset. Okay, he's gonna make the war hawks upset. But the truth is that he's going to bring peace, and that's why they tried to assassinate him. That's why they tried to ruin him, because they don't want peace. And peace is not hard, but you just have to have some leadership, and you have to stop funding the wars. Right now, every time they fund this war, again, every $100 billion cost you $2,000. That's the way you can run the numbers yourself. Every 100 billion costs the family of four $2,000, and they do it every few months, and that's on top of all the other taxes and everything else that you're paying. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm waiting for my fellow Americans to get upset enough that we can just have another tea party, because this is absolutely ridiculous. We need to end the Fed. I used to have Ron Paul up here, but Massey is leading the charge now, so he has taken over the spot. The great Thomas Massey. He's really doing a great job. So let's see here, the Palestinian letter. Okay, boom. So we're going to have probably a two-state solution, and I know that'll upset some people. They get so upset at the thought that those Palestinian people who aren't even supposed to be real people, they're subhumans, as they call them. Oh, no, those people, they don't deserve anything. They don't deserve a place to live. Not those people. Let's see here. So there was, and Trump, he knows what's going on here, and there's actually a video that I wanted to show. That works, man. Sure, because it kind of does show this, that he understands the situation that he's dealing with here. This is Trump.
It's going to have to do with both sides, but a lot will have to do with Israel and whether or not Israel wants to make the deal. As far as settlements, I'd like to see you hold back on settlements for a little bit. We'll work something out, but I would like to see a deal be made. It might be a bigger and better deal than people in this room even understand. That's a possibility. So let's see what we do. Doesn't sound too optimistic, but that's... I was disappointed in Bibi, just on a personal basis. I thought he wanted to make a deal more than Netanyahu. And I will be honest, I had a great meeting with him, Abbas, right? I had a great meeting with him, and we spent a lot of time together, talked about many things. And it was almost like a father. I mean, he was so nice. Couldn't have been nicer. And after meeting with Bibi for 3 minutes, I looked at him and said, "You don't want to make a deal, do you?" And he said, "Well, and the fact is, I don't think Bibi ever wanted to make a deal."
So I play all that because it's important for everybody to understand. We aren't helping those people by just sending over billions and billions of dollars for them to kill each other. Okay. Everybody around the world, that's one thing I realized when I traveled around the world extensively, was that it didn't matter where you went. And I used to have some harsh stances, much harsher than I do now, because I realized that everybody pretty much wants the same thing. We want a safe place to raise the kids. We want prosperity. or we want a family, we want prosperity, a safe place to raise the kids, and a place that we can leave our future generations. And it doesn't matter. You can go over to the rice paddies in Vietnam. You can go to the middle of the Middle East, where they're living however they live. You can go in the middle of Latin America. You can go wherever you go. That is just here in the U.S., across Europe, Asia. These are the natural human wants, and that's what humans deserve. That's what humans deserve. So once you start to realize that, then us, the U.S., getting involved in all these different places and funding these wars and everything else. Sure, people are going to have their wars. Let them have their wars. Fine, whatever. We can always try to be the peace negotiator. But this endless funding of wars, and then the whole concept of, oh, well, no, it's okay. It's like stimulus for our economy. They tell us that we're going to give all this money to them, and then they're going to buy arms from us, and it's like stimulus. If they take $2,000 from your family, they send it overseas, and then those overseas people buy some arms from us, you're still out the $2,000. So that is a bunch of baloney. You're still out the $2,000. Now, maybe if you work for a defense contractor or something like that, you're gonna make money, and of course there'll be some trickle down, whatever. But that money was already your money, and you're not going to get $2,000 back. You're not going to get $2,000 back. I mean, it's like ridiculous. It's a ridiculous statement. We still have to build the stuff. It still costs us money. Anyway, I wanted to talk, guys, about my friends over at Polka Gold, because Polka Gold and their Dalgo meme that they just launched, man, this stuff is bouncing hard. I think this thing is like really primed to bounce pretty hard here, and it's because of the structure that they have, their liquidity structure. I am long on this. As you guys know, I get paid to do this stuff. Not financial advice. All those things I'm supposed to say. But you see this bouncing pretty hard off support. Now, what Polka Gold has done, and the one of the reasons why I like this one so much, is the way they structured the setup of their liquidity. So they put all of the coins, all of the tokens in a smart contract locked in a DEX, along with all this Algorand at the very beginning, and they just launched it, and that was it. And the only way that you could get Polka Gold, which is on the Algorand network, the only way that you could get Polka Gold was through buying it, and that's it. Okay, and it's meant as a reserve currency for the Polkadot community, the reserve digital commodity for Polkadot. So it bridges Polkadot and Algorand, and you can even just look, if you look right here, market cap 321,000 here. When they look at this, stable TVO is 69. It has grown quite a bit. Of course, it had a decent pullback. It had a pretty big pullback actually when they launched this, when they launched Dalgo, which I'm going to go to in a minute here. But you can see right here, 864. It was over $1 million. Everything kind of did pull back. Dalgo is looking pretty nice. And actually, we have a little bit more of a truth, because that 7,900 in volume is not really correct. Here we go. CoinGecko. Yeah, here we go. 30,000 in volume, because this includes the tiny min here. So you can see Tiny Min is really their biggest DEX aggregator here, and the other one's only showing the coin service. This is CEX. It's CoinMarketCap. CoinGecko a lot of times is better, but you can see here, just really nice. Now, Dalgo, they launched. Okay, then they got together and they launched. Polka Gold launched Dalgo, and Dalgo is, Algorand, and so Dalgo is like the meme coin of Algorand. And they launched it on Algorand, and they locked up 10% of the total supply of Polka Gold as liquidity. And remember, Polka Gold has liquidity locked in as Algorand. So we're talking about, when not financial advice. These altcoins have a big run, which everybody is predicting. It will happen. Not financial advice, all that stuff, right? But everybody's predicting that will happen. But when that does happen, that stuff's locked. So as well, this is going to go up. And again, then the only way to get it is to buy it. And so it should go up more. So Dalgo, let me just put this back up here. Dalgo they have the locked liquidity in there. And this is still Polka Gold. Let me just change it over here to Dalgo. Dalgo is not on CoinMarketCap yet. I'm sure they've applied for it, but they are on up 17.9%, almost 18%. Look at this. Okay. I mean, this is bouncing hard off of it went down just like everything else. It went down, and now we're really moving here. So boom. So just got on here. The cap is not showing right now at this price. It's probably around 300,000 market cap or something like that. And I fully expect this thing to rocket to 1 million or more fairly quickly. And as that happens, because everything is anchored with each other, and you can see even on the DEXs down here, its largest trading pair is Dalga P Gold, okay, Dalga Polka Gold. And as Dalgo goes up, Polka Gold's going to go up too. And they really did. I mean, guys, I'm a big supporter. When I say, hey, listen, I like people to have a nice way in, but also a way out, right? You want a way out, and that is one thing that the DEXs, these decentralized exchanges, they've really done really well. You put in the liquidity there, and you can move. So it's a fun fun coin. Dalgo has really captured some of the hearts and minds of the people. Dalgo, there it is, the meme coin, the meme frog with savvy business. You can get it on Vistage or Tiny Man. Tiny Man, I thought, was a pretty good aggregator, by the way. You'll have to get the Para wallet. I talked about how to get it here. I can pull that up here just really easily for everybody. Networks. I'm Networks Manager on X. You should follow me to buy. Okay. So in order to buy it, to buy Dalgo and Polka Gold, it's the same. Let me just share this tab. Here we go. You're going to need to get the Para Algo wallet. And we have been, as I've been posting this, we've been adding new and more wallets, more and more holders to this. So you're going to want the Para Algo wallet on your mobile device. If you're going to set up a new wallet, you need the mobile device. You can't do it on the computer. Once you have it, then you can switch over to your computer. Buy Algorand on the Para wallet, or you can buy it on Coinbase or whatever other exchange you're on, and you can send it to the Para wallet. And then at that point, you need to add Polka Gold and or Dalgo to the wallet. So you're going to just click Add Asset, the little plus there, and you need to add that. You'll need a little bit of Algorand in order to do that. Okay, so you get the Algorand first. And then swap Algo or P Gold or Dalgo within the Para wallet or on tinyman.org. I did like the tinyman.org. You just click Connect, and I have the links right here. I'll go ahead and repost that so it's at the top of my feed if you guys want to do that. So that's how you do it, and it's pretty awesome. It is pretty awesome. One of the other things that, of course, we're really endorsing here is this Tangem wallet. And the Tangem wallet, if you do get a Tangem wallet, Tangem, Tangem, I want you to go over to their Telegram and tell them we need to add. Let's see here. There's the Polka. All right, I put that Polka Gold. Anyway, we need to add Polka Gold and Dalgo to the wallet, which they will do. They will do it. I know they will do it. Okay, coin, vigilante. Wait a minute. I'm just looking for my thing here. for the Tangem wallet. So the Tangem wallet, I'm a big supporter of the Tangem wallet because you need a good way in order to store your crypto. You need a way to store your crypto. So this is a hardware wallet. Make sure to use code Impact Money in order to do it. And I'll just pull up the website here in a second, but I want to show you before I get there. Oops, Tangem wallet, nice thing like this here. They are adding Visa capabilities as well. Okay, you can buy either these in sets of 2 or 3. Tangem.com. Use discount code Impact Money. Okay, Impact Money, and you get a 10% discount on that. And look, guys, trust me, I've lost a lot of crypto over the years. It happens. I lost Bitcoins, to be honest. It'd make you cry if you knew. Get yourself a good hardware wallet. Be your own bank. Don't hold your coins on an exchange. This gives you your seed phrase. You have your own seed phrase. Okay, you have the backup cards. You can put one in the safe. You can put one in the bank if you want, if you trust your bank. And you can carry one with you. Okay, and you can always have it. You can always have it. So Tangem wallet, make sure to use it. And then as I'm on a roll here, of course, my favorite watch is the Bitcoin watch, Coin Vigilante. CoinVigilante.com. These guys do an amazing job as well. I just had this site here already queued up, but I have moved on. Tangem wallet, very, very nice, and it has a RFD chip in there. So CoinVigilante.com. Beautiful American-made timepieces. Okay, this is what I wear. Beautiful watches. Great team that puts these together. American-made Coin Vigilante watches. They have captured the hearts and minds of the monetary revolution. They had the Bitcoin halving edition that sold out. The best Bitcoin watches to buy. Bitcoin is not just a currency, it's a movement. And for those who are passionate about crypto, a Bitcoin themed watch is a perfect way to show your support and express your individual style. Coin Vigilante understands this passion, and we're proud to offer a curated selection of Bitcoin watches that cater to every taste and budget. And yes, you can pay with Bitcoin, fiat currency, credit, whatever works for you. Beautiful watches. I love it. Got my wife one as well. My wife has her Vigilante watch, of course, Coin Vigilante. They also do, and let me just change here we go. Boom. There it is. They also, under the Coin Vigilante, which is the mother company, they also they can do timepieces that are set for you. Okay, your own brand of. But look at these things, Coin Vigilante. This is the brand here. You have the Litecoin one, the Bitcoin, Coin Vigilante watches. These things are great, and they work great, and they're American made, and all that great stuff. So make sure to check them out. CoinVigilante.com. Use code Impact Money for a 10% discount. Okay, so I have with me here, I have the Market Watch report. We're going to chart all the good stuff here. What's going on with your money? Where are the markets going? What's going on with oil? What's going on with gold? What's going on with your crypto and all that good stuff? I have it right here queued up from my main man, Matt Dixon, who is in London right now, having a great time. Here he is. Let me see here. Is that working? Let's see.
Good morning, Bruce, and good morning, Impact Money viewers. So unfortunately, I've got a really hectic day again today, so I'm just sending a recording over of basically the day's market update. So there's been no major moves despite the Ethereum news. Markets corrected just a little bit yesterday, a little bit deeper than I expected, in fact. So we'll actually start with one that I have been trading quite a bit recently. I was expecting this bullish movement from a little bit higher from this dotted line here. we basically got an ABC movement down. Now, this is the second most probable relationship between a wave A and a wave C on an ABC correction. I still think we're in an ABC correction. So we've had basically a wave 1 up in blue, 2 down in blue, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up for the wave 3, because wave 3 itself is broken down into 5 waves. Then we've had this A, B, C correction down. I would need to double check, but I think that it's absolutely right. The C wave, so this is an expanded flat correction, perfectly normal. The most common relationship, as I say, is equality between A and C. So A would equal C, but in this case, C is actually about 1.618 times A, which again is the second most likely scenario for an ABC correction. So I'm quite happy with this, and we appear to have turned around quite nicely. We've had some impulsive movement from the bottom. As I say, went a little bit deeper than expected. So this all goes into your risk reward. So you need to factor in all the eventualities. And as I say, an extended C wave to 1.618 times the A is perfectly normal. So that's well factored in. I think that we're going to go higher, and actually we'll look across a couple of tokens today. Just move my picture out of the way. We'll look across a couple of tokens just to show that everything seems to be correlated quite nicely. So this is Book of Memes, which is telling us that we've had a correction. And quite interestingly, notice the pullback to here, to this level, has not overlapped the top of wave 1 here. So that's perfectly good, perfectly allowable, well within the Elliott wave rules. So I have no problem with it that it actually pulled back a little bit deeper than expected. And as I say, it actually aligns really well with some others. I'm just going to take a look at one we don't look at that often, but VET token, again, appears to be in a similar kind of scenario to Book of Memes. And we can see here, again, a 1, a 2, and then the next wave is wave 3 is made up, wave 3 in blue will be made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've already had a wave 1, a wave 2, wave 3 took us to 1.618 times wave 1. And then nice pullback in wave 4, not overlapping wave 1 at all. And now we appear to be beginning to push up in a 5th wave. And it actually should go quite a bit higher than we have shown here. You know, this is just an indication of the direction. It's not the magnitude of the actual move. So I do think that the 1, 2 will end up with a blue 3 here, then a 4 and a 5 even higher. So that's telling me that the markets across the board are looking quite bullish, because we've had correlation now across a couple of assets that we've looked at. Solana is one of our favorites. Once again, we had this similar type of correction where the C wave equaled around 1.618. I don't know whether it was precisely. I'll just measure it now so we can just see. Always good to do this live so we can actually see. That was what I count as the first wave down. Let's transpose it to the next wave. And wow, just look at it. Absolutely amazing. Almost exactly 1.618. So again, that's a perfect correction, and we've moved up nicely and impulsively. So I love that when it's just off the cuff technical analysis here, and we actually find these relationships. And as I say, markets aren't entirely random. Clearly, there's something, some organization going on behind the scenes to drive the prices. So this perfect ABC, I think, will move higher. After this correction, we should move impulsively higher than this previous high here. And if we looked on a longer time scale, we'll see that it should actually go much higher yet. And I think we're certainly going to challenge the previous local high of $210. It's $209 or something. And ultimately to the new all-time high, to retest the previous all-time high of about $260. So plenty of upside to come there. We'll look at a couple that have been less looked at recently. So ADA, Cardano, again, just so you can see very, very clearly here, we have what's called a zigzag correction. Zigzag is a 5-3-5 correction. So we can very clearly see from the top here, we've got a wave 1 down, 2 up, 3 down, 4 up, and 5 down. That's 5 waves. And then we've got an ABC for 3 waves here, and then we're working on some kind of 5-wave correction. Can't see from this scale, we're looking on the 4-hour, I can't see where this is quite complete. It looks most likely complete. So I think that ABC correction is probably complete, and then we should expect to see some good upside to come. And we can see again the impulsive direction here on this cycle here is actually still higher. This is just a correction of this strong move up here. The strong move up we had here, this is just an ABC correction down. It's very much overlapping, so it is a correction. And so we would expect new highs just on this small cycle here. We'd expect new highs above the previous 45 cents, and we're 41 cents now. So what's that? It's about 8% as a minimum. And I expect it to go well beyond that as well. BNB has been one of our favorites. Yet again, BNB, we see choppy movement there in terms of correction. I think this is moving, this is a low point here. Nothing but green candles here. I think we're going to move impulsively, and I think we'll take out that local high of 605 reasonably quickly in reasonably short order. So again, very bullish there. We'll look at ICP again. We've been, again, I mean, this one is one that's maybe there's more correction to come. I mean, we appear to have had from the top here, it looks to me like a 5-wave move down. So we may potentially have a little bit lower to test before we push up again. But again, I do think we've probably got quite a bit higher. I'll need to just zoom out a little bit here to try and see where we're at in the overall picture. So yeah, okay. I mean, we almost reached a target there. So we've had 5 waves up. Okay, so we may well have a little bit further down to go, because if we've had 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's looking like, then we're going to get some kind of ABC correction and then hopefully higher. So maybe telling us there's a little bit more choppiness ahead. But if we move to the big one, the Bitcoin, we can see that that has potentially finished its correction to the downside. This is that long-held parallel channel that we've had going on for a long time, where price bounced off it. And we appear to be moving very nicely impulsively to the upside. So we've got a 1, 2, 3 in red, 4 in red, and we're looking at a 5th wave to the upside. The wave 3, as is so often the case, well, it's always the case actually, it's just a matter of seeing it, but it's basically made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 itself in blue. And then we had an ABC correction down. So that ABC correction, the only caveat I would say is that we have an ABC correction down, which is most likely complete, but we could have it as basically just part of a larger correction. So that could actually make up a larger A, then B, then C. So I'm not saying for definite this is the turning point, and this is where your risk reward and making sure you don't over leverage comes in, because there's potential for this wave 4 to continue a little bit lower, but there's also potential that we can actually move straight up from here. But all I'm saying is either way, even if the correction has a bit lower to go, we still have new highs to come above here. And I actually have got very little doubt that we're going to see a new all-time high for Bitcoin reasonably soon. So I'm very confident about that. Ethereum's actually been very, very choppy. Again, we appear to be in had a movement up here, basically a corrective. You can see how choppy this is, just a correction. So we're waiting for another impulse in line with the direction of this big arrow here. We're expecting another impulse to the upside to give us the final wave 5. We then expect an ABC correction down before a further push to new highs again. So again, that's a really bullish scenario for a very bullish scenario for Ethereum. We just touch on a couple of the traditional type assets. So we'll look at gold again here. This again has moved pretty well in line with expectation. We've had 5 waves down here. We can just very clearly see this. It's a lovely example of an Elliott wave, 5-wave move. So from the top, 1 down, 2 up, 3 down, 4 up, 5 down. And wave 3 is almost always the impulsive move. Well, I say almost always, actually in gold and commodities,
Who do you want to message?
In gold and commodities, you often see the...
I don't see gold and commodities in your contact.
Yeah, excuse her butting in again. Anyway, in commodities, you do sometimes see the 5th wave being the extended wave, but here we have the usual case of the 3rd wave being the extended wave. And if we were to measure that again, I'll just check, there's some sort of extension. It's beyond 1.618. I can see just by looking at it. So let's see what it is. Okay, it's actually just beyond it's almost exactly, it's close to 2.618 actually. So the 3rd wave is close to 2.618. It's actually not quite, but that's perfectly allowable. Let's just try and get that measurement a bit more exact. It's there. Maybe it's the top of there. Okay, so we're just beyond, just short of 2.618, around that 2.618 level, well beyond the 1.618 minimum. And so it's a perfectly valid wave 3, then wave 4 and 5. So we've had 5 waves down. I think this is a relatively choppy 3-wave move up, and that's was anticipated by this line here, that we anticipated price to move up. It's exactly what it's done. We may have a little bit higher to go, but then I think we'll have another 5-wave move down before, well, that will complete a larger wave 4, and then we push up again in a wave 5, which should then take us once again to new all-time highs on gold. So at this stage, I believe this is just a correction, and I believe this 5 waves here is actually not part of an impulsive move, but actually part of a corrective move. So 5 waves can either be here a wave 1 down, or it could be a wave A down. I'm expecting at the moment this is a wave A down, we're getting a wave B up, and we'll get a wave C down to finish a correction, and then we're going to push upside again on gold. I do believe we're going to see new all-time highs, and I'll just scroll out a little bit on the daily just to see what I can see in the overall big picture of things. We touched on this yesterday, but again, you can see that the impulsive direction is very much to the upside. But I think that we may be working on what's called an ending diagonal, which has some overlapping movement. It's one of the few impulses. You can have a leading diagonal and an ending diagonal where some overlap is allowed. These are relatively unusual situations, but they do occur. And this looks like it's one of them. So again, we look like we've got a 1, 2, 3, working on that wave 4, and then probably get a 5th wave to take us to new all-time highs. But that will only make up a larger wave 3. Then we'll get a wave 4 correction and another push up in wave 5, again to brand new all-time highs. So we should see all-time highs here with a blue wave 5, and we should also see all-time highs again after that with a red wave 5 that's even higher. So I'm pretty bullish on gold. I think it's a great inclusion in any portfolio. I think it should be included. We've seen here, we looked at oil yesterday. I haven't got the, I'll just put the RSI in just to see whether we have any divergences there. Always worth checking. So RSI, oh, we already had it. I see, it just wasn't showing for some reason. So RSI here, at the moment, there's no apparent divergences. So we can see there's lower highs on the price peaks there and lower highs on RSI peaks. And even from the bottom, we have higher lows, and we also have higher lows on price. So there are no divergences in place. So no particular indications there. The last divergence that we had was actually here, which indicated the movement up in oil. So a very, very nice indication there that we had hidden bullish divergence right at this point here. And it told us that oil was going to push higher. Right now, we don't see any, so we'll need to see price develop further if we're going to get any particular divergence indications there. So for now, a little bit neutral on oil. There's no particular driver right now, so we'll need to wait for to see what happens. DXY is one just worth looking at before we finish up. DXY, as we've said, appears to be in some kind of ABC correction. It's looking as though we've had an ABC correction higher, ABC correction down. So I'm expecting probably a further movement to the upside before we then correct down again. This has already overlapped. So this movement up here has already overlapped this movement down here. So it's unlikely to be a 1, 2, 3, highly unlikely to be 1, 2, 3. It's just an ABC correction. In fact, we can see even this movement down looks to be in 5 waves. So it's an ABC correction, I believe, and we'll be looking for some more upside in dollar index soon. But this correction may not be complete to the downside. As I say, we've got a support zone here, which was where we measured this wave here, transposed it to here. It gave us the exact end point, termination point of this move down on dollar index. So we got dollar index move up a bit there. That's what gave us a little bit of negativity on crypto. Right now, there's a bit of uncertainty, but overall, longer term, and if we were to scroll out longer term, I think we will see some more downside to come. But right now, it's choppy. uncertain. And that's really where the crypto markets are right now. And the reason being, we're waiting for the Fed to come out at the end of the month. We're only about a week away now, something like that, from the Fed decision. I think it's a week today. Right, I can't even remember what day it is now, 24th. Yeah, a week today, Wednesday the 24th. So a week today, we'll have the Fed FOMC interest rate decision, and that should be really impactful on the markets, because I think that Jerome Powell may come out a little bit dovish. And if he does, that's going to be a major boost to the crypto markets and to risk assets. So I think we're probably beginning to tread water a little bit ahead of that news. I know it's a week away. I think as we go into the weekend, markets will start to get a little bit sticky and just awaiting that news. Nobody will want to be taking positions ahead of the news. And so I think that markets will stabilize a bit. But just look at Doge very briefly again. We've had this long-term position here where we said anytime it drops around here is a buy opportunity. Well, it certainly was. And we've had basically a 5-way move to the upside. So what that tells us is that at the very least, or the very least bullish, we still expect more upside to come, because if we have 5 waves, even if we get a 3-wave pullback, we'll expect another 5 waves. Even if it's just an ABC, it's the beginning of an, that being A, we'd have a B, we'd have a C higher. So it could, if it's 1, 2, 3, they're much higher. If it's ABC, we still have higher. So even if this correction persists a little bit with Doge, and it may do, we still expect higher to come. So again, without being over leveraged and overexposed to any particular asset, I think this is really positive and bullish for Doge. I think we're definitely going to see some more upside. And another one I'd just like to touch on is Jasmy. I like Jasmy, just it's a very, very clear picture at the moment. I think we've had an ABC, which is a larger A wave up, an ABC, a larger B wave down. I think we're going to push up in a C wave to take us beyond the top of this A wave. And again, I probably best just open this chart out a little bit so you can see. I just put it on the 4-hour. So you can see where I'm at on the shorter term. Look at this chart. Look at it, how bullishly it's moving up. So we've had basically a wave 1 up in blue, 2 down in blue. Then we're looking in the next, looking for wave 3 in blue. But wave 3 in blue, remember, itself will be made up of 5 waves. So I've already started that. Wave 1 up red, 2 down red, 3 up. And again, there's a perfect fib relationship there. We've got an ABC wave down in 4. And now we're moving up really nicely, impulsively in a 5th wave in red, which will give us a 3rd wave in blue. So then we still have a 4th wave in blue and a 5th wave higher. So I think there's a lot higher to go here. And as a minimum expectation, again, it's going to be, it won't go straight there. Markets don't move in straight lines. But as a minimum expectation, we should exceed this previous high over here, which was 4.4 cents. We're currently on 2.8 cents. So lots of potential upside there in Jasmy. So one of the, I think one of the better assets in terms of potential. Don't know a great deal about what it does, but I do know from a chart perspective, it's looking really promising. So I think I'll give that, call that a wrap for today. Looking like opportunities to add to positions, to get into positions, to basically build your bags, because I think medium term, even if we have a bit of choppiness short term, medium term, we've got quite a bit higher to go. So I'm generally bullish the market. So thank you for listening again. Very much look forward to catching up with you tomorrow and give you an update as we move towards that all-important Fed meeting next week.
There you have it, folks. The great Matt Dixon with the market report. Really unbelievable, all that stuff that is going on there. So yeah, there's just there's a lot going on. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about is Lives Amplified. I got a call from an old friend of mine, really great guy, and he is we one of those guys we keep in contact. We always support each other. Stephen Melnick. So I got a call from, or I got a reach out from Stephen Melnick, and Stephen said, "Hey man, some stuff came in, and I want to, you had it. You're the one who kind of made this all possible. So I wanted to talk to you about it." And so we had a good call yesterday. And Stephen Melnick is a very talented guy. He's been working with states and leaders of states for quite a while now, and he was working with Lieberland for a long time, and then he started working with the country of Kush, and he still is, I believe, working with them. And then he set up an NGO with several other former heads of state. So it's Lives Amplified. And if you go backspace REF backspace 77 is if you sign up, use that referral code right there. I'm going to show you a little bit of what they have going on, because I think it's that powerful and it is that important. Let me just put up here, Lives Amplified. So I'm going to be working a bit with this because he's that special. My friend, Lives Amplified Global Leaders Society, and I'm going to show you a little bit more on this in a minute. But they have different types of membership. So let me show you. This is my friend right here, Stephen Melnick. He is the chairman. He's a very exceptional human being. Have a lot of respect for him. And he's the one who's put this together. And with these, most of them are former heads of state. Mr. Andres Pastrana, former president of Colombia. Mr. Igor Luksic, he's a former prime minister of Montenegro. Mr. Jorge Tuto Quiroga, former president of Bolivia. You have the former prime minister of Haiti, the former interim president of Venezuela, former prime minister of Tunisia, former president of Ecuador, the former prime minister of the Kyrgyz Republic, I probably didn't pronounce that right. Sorry about that, guys. Former prime minister of Malta, former president of Croatia. So you have quite a few very important people here. Then you have some honorary members, Consul General of Sierra Leone, some ambassadors, of course, our friend there, Queen Diambi, and on and on. So their mission is to amplify the development and support of transformative ideas. We foster innovation and promise to uplift lives worldwide, amplify positive change, amplify the bridge between the sectors for collaborative success, amplify think tank for transformation, and amplify value for members. So it is a membership. They're giving a lot of value. As I mentioned, I'm going to be more and more involved in this because what he's put together is really that good. Let me just show you. He has a quick video here. I'll show you. This is from some of their.
The question when you decide to be a candidate, in my view, is not what for you want to be president. Because the what for is your action plan, is your agenda. You can read that on the internet. The real question is why you want to be president.
Bridget Ripamonte. Well, I'm a publicist in Miami, and I've also advocated for many things for women leadership in Miami and across the world. I think the most I like is the privacy and the level of exclusivity. Becoming a member of a society feels fantastic.
My name is Daryl Jacobson. I run Canada's #1 M&A team in financial services. I love this society. And Lives Amplified is the most amazing venue. It's the most amazing crowd for an expansion of consciousness. The guest of honor tonight was absolutely phenomenal. This exposure, I've never seen this anywhere else. I've never gotten this anywhere else. I flew in from another country actually for this event. The caliber of the people,
that's Stephen.
I haven't seen that in my life. And coupled with that, it's also just a very down-to-earth and casual environment. I will come for every event. Quite honestly, I'm honored.
Maria Serio. I'm here this evening in my official capacity as the Honorary Consul General for the Kingdom of Thailand.
My name is Dana Klein. I'm the Honorary Consul for North Macedonia. I thought it was phenomenal having the president speak from Ecuador. The networking. People were awesome. Of all different walks of life, everybody brought something to the table. I didn't really completely encompass how broad this really is, how far-reaching, and really how much potential there is. And I think there's a uniqueness. There is all opportunity here. You said everybody should come. I was very drawn by maybe the members. I think this is a magnificent opportunity. Every country has a place here to be represented in some way and to do some kind of think tank and mission here within the society. All of the consular corps could buy into. You want one? He wants one.
J.Y. David, Jean-Yves. I'm a contemporary artist. I do offshore wealth management. So I flew in for this, right? So I will fly into most of the events. It's not the event, it's the organization. It's a very high-level network of individuals. Like I said before, people that you normally don't really have access to. From that moment on, only one phone call away from getting help if you're trying to achieve something, and this organization can allow you to do that. It's money well spent. Don't waste your time. You're with people who are substantial, so you're very likely to be very successful. This is real world experience because this is a think tank here. They can provide advice that will make you avoid going down the blind alley. So when people come here, they're coming here to be empowered. If I stayed on my normal track, I would not meet any of these people. This is very good. And before it existed, it was not possible.
Nick Halleck. Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I travel around the world. I'm a digital nomad. I'm also a Russian cosmonaut as well. Society is good because it sort of brings a nice tapestry of individuals that are successful in their fields. One voice in unison, one collective coming together, a confluence of different personalities and different attributes. That's a great place to actually network as well too. So,
Louis Saloy. I manage a media fund where we invest in films, television series, and all different kinds of media projects. I think it's fantastic. I thought that every individual that I met here was very interesting. There's a lot of synergy here. There's a lot of fantastic connections that one can make in both business or almost anything. And so the world becomes your market. And that's what society is. It's bringing all these global leaders together to enhance and expand your opportunities. And that's why I love it. In every event, there will be something new because it's a new speaker, And I, for sure, am one of those that today, myself, my daughter, my colleagues that I brought, they're all joining. The best money you can spend.
Well, so there you have it, guys. That is Lives Amplified with my good friend, Stephen Melnick, my old friend. They're doing an event a month right now. I think for the summer, they might be doing some online events. I will probably be doing some events for them as well. So check that out, livesamplified.org. And we make sure to use referral ID 77 referral. You can follow that link if you do it exactly. I will post it underneath my my post on X as well. It is posted underneath my YouTube video, so you'll see that down there, a couple spaces down. So, I'm a big supporter. I am a big supporter. Okay, so moving on here, we have Joe. Joe is giving his speech tonight at the Oval Office. Speech is probably a relative term. We'll see how that goes for him. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, what do you guys think? The deep state is coalescing around Kamala. You see big money moving in over there. You also see, the usual suspects getting in behind her. She had a rally the other day that was, by all appearances, the most packed rally that anybody had all year. It almost seems like they were setting Joe up for this the whole time, which is kind of what I've been saying as well. But yeah, they had quite a few people here. Let's see if I can pull it up. I mean, they filled a small high school place, but at least they did something, right? Yeah, here we go. This is her event in Wisconsin. Share the screen. Hold on here. Boom. Here's Kamala Harris's event in Wisconsin. This is what an overflow room at a Trump rally looks like. Not impressive at all. Of course, they do have quite a few bios. But I mean, if you think about it, they haven't shown one rally like this for Joe Biden. And I can guarantee you that these people in this room are, most of them, they got bussed in or whatever else. I mean, who knows? But, it's almost like I said, they were setting Joe up from the beginning to fail. They were setting him up to fail. That's what it looks like to me anyway. So Kamala now, she's got some wind under her wings. We have Joe Biden. He's coming on tonight, 8 p.m. He's going to fumble through his speech, I guess, or if it's even him, as I've been saying, who knows? We'll see. We will see. So that's tonight. What do you think that is going to be like? Do you think he's going to step down? I mean, here's the thing. If the guy is not able to run for office, if he's unable to run for office, then how is he able to have the nuclear codes? How is he able to just send billions and billions of dollars overseas for wars that are going to be over when Trump gets in? I can tell you that in Trump's meetings, just like he had, just like he told the Ukrainian guy, he's going to tell the Israeli guy too, you guys got to stop your war. You got to finish the war. Okay, you got to finish it. It's unending war, just country after country. You got to stop it. We're not going to fund it anymore. You want to go on with your war by yourself? That's fine. But we ain't doing it. It's not hard, guys. It's not hard. You just have to not be evil. You just have to not be evil. And you have to value life. Value life. The Ukrainians, the Russians, the Israelis, and the Palestinians, and the Lebanese, they're all humans. None of them are subhumans. They're all human beings. They have families. They have kids. Those kids are the future of humanity. It's not you and me. We're in our twilight. It's the kids. And they all deserve life. They all deserve safety. They all deserve prosperity. And they deserve for us to give it to them. That's our job right now, is to make sure that our kids and our future generations have a safe place. And so I know his style, and that's what he's going to say. And go ahead and finish your war, but finish it. Gravy train is ending. We should really cut all this aid, baloney, guys. Israel's a rich country. The central banking cartel, they're all Israelis. If they don't have their passports, they're de facto. They probably do have their passports. This is like the extremely rich country. They don't need our money. And if they want to have a war, they can go have their own war. Same with Ukraine. You want to have a war, it's fine. You go ahead with your war. But you don't need our money, okay? That's it. That's it, guys. It's simple. And those wars will stop. Stop the funding, stop the wars. Stop the funding, stop the wars. Simple. Stop the funding, stop the wars. End the Fed and the central banking cartel's hold that it has, the grip that it has on most of the countries of the world. This central banking system that we are using right now can only lead to enslavement. That's it. There's nothing else you can do. These are the families right here. I put them up every day. So you're familiar with them because you probably don't know them. You probably don't know any of them. The Rothschilds, they're the head of the central banking cartel. And it is a cartel. The Rockefellers, the Morgans, the Warburgs, Goldman Sachs, Lehman, Kuhn Loeb, Lazard, Israel Moses Schiff, and Stillman. These are the families that own the Federal Reserve. And go ahead and Google it. They'll tell you, oh, nobody owns the Federal Reserve. Do you think that those people are going to start a central bank and not own it? I mean, come on, guys, use your head. I think the way they say it is it's owned by a variety of other banks or something. Well, who do you think own those banks? Okay, guys, I mean, it doesn't take long to fill in the blanks there, okay? But those are the families, and they actually completely own the United States because they have total and complete control of the monetary policy. They actually have so much control that they confiscated all of your gold, all of your family's gold. They confiscated in 1933. They got Teddy Roosevelt to sign an executive order that allowed them to confiscate all of the gold and give it to the central bank, these families. And they said, oh, yeah, we're going to give it back, guys. But we just need to take it now. And, of course, they never give it back. They gave everybody $25 per ounce. An ounce of gold right now is going for $2,500. And that's how much that they inflated everything. The fine, if you didn't pay, and how about how these numbers add up as well? The fine, if you didn't pay, was $10,000, which is the equivalent of $1 million now. So it was a hefty fine. It was a hefty fine if you didn't turn in your gold. But just look at how those numbers added up. Gold, they gave your families $25 per ounce. Gold is now $2,500. Just add 2 zeros, right? And the charge, the fee, was $10,000, which is equivalent of $1 million. Just add 2 zeros. See that? See how that works? That's how much they've taxed you, even since they took all the gold. They took all the gold. It's in there. Most of it is in their safe, in their building in New York that you can't get in. You can't get in the place. It's impossible. I think I have it here. Let's see here. Their building. Let me just pop this up here. This is actually fairly interesting video.
We're developing a society because of all of these different toxins.
That's not what I wanted. This is the one I wanted right here. Okay, our surveillance takes Long Lines Building 33 on Thomas Street in New York City, originally purported as the AT&T Communication Center. Oh, no, that's not it either. Is that it? No. This is interesting, though, right here, since I have it. The Federal Reserve is an independent agency. No one can overrule our decisions. The central bank, this is a former Fed Chair Alan Greenspan. The central bank bypassed the Supreme Court, the White House, and Congress. Our vote is immaterial. This is why things never changed. This is why the wars never stopped and inflation tax is skyrocketing. Listen to this.
What is the proper relationship? What should be the proper relationship between a chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
I know that's low.
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take.
All right, now I know that's hard to hear. The voice is low, but what he said was the Federal Reserve is an independent agency. And what that means is that no other agency in the government can overrule what we say. You're ruled by the Federal Reserve. You're ruled by the Federal Reserve. Woodrow Wilson did that. He pushed through the Federal Reserve back in 1913. The next year we went into World War II. 1913 was also the year they started the IRS. They started the IRS so they could pay these guys, because these guys said, hey, look, here's the deal. Though you'll never have to worry about defaulting on any debts. We're going to give you however much paper money that you want. Just give us control of the policy. We'll pay for whatever you want. And that's how we got ourselves in this mess. Woodrow Wilson sold us out. They passed the Federal Reserve Act in the dead of the night on December 23rd, right before Christmas. Right after the Titanic sank, and took with it all the opposition. And we have been ruled by these families ever since. And that's one of the reasons, obviously, it's one of the reasons why JFK was assassinated. As well, he made APEC, which is our AZC, which was the predecessor of APEC. They rebranded. APEC was one of the subsidiaries. He made AZC register as foreign agents. And when you're registered as a foreign agent, you have to declare what money you're giving to our representatives. And APEC doesn't have to. Yeah, they can just give everybody, to pay everybody off. Total control. They have total control. Total and complete control. And they can mint up as much money as they want with the Federal Reserve in order to do it. It is treasonous. It has to stop. We'll never move forward as a country unless we get out from under the Federal Reserve. We have to end the Fed, and that is why I'm a big supporter of my man Thomas Massie right here, because he's one of the only guys in Washington that has the guts to say, end the Fed. We have to end the Fed. We have to end the Federal Reserve. We cannot move forward as a country really until we do. I don't know if Trump will do it. Trump will do a lot of great things. I hope he ends the Fed. I hope he gets in. I hope he's able to get in. I don't think he's going to end the Fed. I think it'll take some time. I think these things will probably they're going to take steps. They're going to take steps. So I'm pretty bullish on the TON. I'm pretty bullish on the TON blockchain. Let me see how TON's doing right now. How is my TON? My TON coin. TON is having a pretty nice day. Let's see here. I think we have some good space to move up. TON, as you know, we are long on TON, one of our favorite assets here. Has an impressive move up over the last little bit. Let's see here. That's the 3-month. It's up today. Oh, on the year, it's up 400%. There you go. 1 year. It's up 400%. It is number, see that? TON coin. It is like number 6, I think, overall. Let me just toggle right over here. And as well, let's see here. Number TON. Where is TON? There it is. Well, it's number 10 over here. Where is it on coin market cap? Coin market cap. Number 9 on coin market cap. Anyway, in the top 10, it is really an impressive asset. And what they're doing with the ecosystem is absolutely amazing. One of those tokens that I do support, and I am long on, I like to talk about, is Dog or Flower. Dog or Flower, one of my favorite meme coins here on the TON ecosystem. I know I talk about them probably every day. Is it a dog or is it a flower? Maybe it's both. They have it's a fun It's a fun meme coin, dog or flower. How to buy. They have a nice little thing here. How to buy. And what you're going to do is you need to get you download the Timekeeper wallet. Timekeeper has a great wallet. You download that Timekeeper wallet. You bridge any chain to Ton using their app, RocketX Exchange Swap, which this is a nice aggregator. You can switch back and forth from different coins, and then you swap Ton for OR. Now, you are going to, in my opinion, want to be holding a good amount of Ton, and you should probably get yourself a nice position here. Not financial advice, we do the show, we get paid to do this stuff, and all that good stuff. Okay, that we're supposed to say. But we are long on this one. Dog or flower, they have a wonderful community. Okay, they have a wonderful community and a fun coin. This is in the Ton. So each ecosystem has like its own deal, so you have like the Ethereum ecosystem, you have the Ton ecosystem, you have the Solana ecosystem, you have all of these different ecosystems. Let me just go to their Twitter here. Dog or flower. And in those ecosystems, you have different assets, right? So this is their thing here. You can see how early we are. But that's fun. Every time I post about these guys, they comment, they repost it, they do all this stuff. Let's see here. The last time the trades under $OR, the last time OR was here, it went 5.5x in 2 days. Currently, the price looks to have bottomed. I've chipped in some stabs in OR as a guarantee for when it pumps. When the pump resumes, my minimum target is 10x from the current market price. CMP. Fun coin. Uh-oh, it's mad at me. It's mad at me here. Dog or flower. I like these ones. They're fun coins, and it's a good way to build the community, and that's what you really need. You need a community in order to make these things happen. So dog or flower, check them out. Dog or flower is the website. dogorflower.com. dogorflower.com is trading under $OR. Get some more information there. It is a good one that I do like. Okay. All right. Do dog or flower. What is that? I don't even stop found. What are you talking about here? Am I wrong? Let me just make sure I have the right website for you. Dogorflower.io. Sorry about that. Dogorflower.io. You can also Google it. Okay. So we have had a great show. It's going to be a big day today, of course. I think we have lots of protesters here in the district. That's always fun. And yeah, everything's continuing to kind of move up here. I'm just kind of taking a look around at the markets here. Bitcoin has continued up. Gold. Gold as well. Steady. Silver moving up. Good times. I think that as well, you know, as long as the Fed continues this kind of march towards lowering interest rates, that's the central banking cartel that I always talk about, Fed, the ones we have to end. We are going to continue to see things move up. We are at all-time highs on the stock market, but I do think that, you know, that's going to continue. I'm not sure about the day today. Dow futures were down considerably after a day yesterday. They have had a bit of a move up since the show started. But as I mentioned, the Asian stocks were all red. They were all red. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Let me just, all red. Everything's red. Yep. And then, of course, we have Biden speaking tonight. Trump is continuing with his stuff. He's been doing really well. Let's see here. I think we're good, guys. Another great show. We really enjoy doing it. I hope it's helpful for you. I know if you follow our signals like we do, we're doing pretty good. So if you follow our signals, you should be doing all right. You should hop in and start trading, in my opinion. Even if all you do is buy and hold, I can tell you this, as a guy who's been in the business for over a decade, the long-term strategy of just buying and holding is better. When you have an asset like Bitcoin or like some of these other assets that are at such a small market cap but are going to end up being, you think, such a high market cap, going in and out of them sometimes is not the best way to do it. Just the buy and hold is a lot of times the best way. It's a lot easier too, unless you're going to trade. Now, if you want to trade, of course, you see how we do it. Trading is very profitable, but you have to be paying attention, and you gotta follow the signals, not your emotions. If you trade on emotions, man, it's all over. It's all over. Anyway, another great show, guys. Always enjoy it. I will be back on your TVs in a few hours. Cheers.
Your voice is powerful. When combined with social engagement, it's a force for change. Decentralized media paired with free speech is the catalyst for an empowered world and a unified, invaluable ecosystem. Join Global Boost, become a champion of free speech, and help to reshape the future of media